Do you really think that Pokemon would completely skip 2024? Do you really think they just take a year off after ensuring that they pepper the Switch with as many games as possible? I think the Pokemon Company is cooking, and I think the latest revelation is our first hint that, oh my gosh, there may indeed be a Pokemon game for 2024. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. We'll be covering all Nintendo news today on the show. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for supporting up to nearly 700 episodes. It's kind of crazy when I talk about it. I was talking to my mom, and she's like, you started that a year and a half, 2 years ago? I was like, dude, no, Mom. Good Morning Mario has been running for 4 years straight. We've been going every weekday for a very long time, and I'm just really proud of it. And I'm really grateful to all of you for supporting the show and being here through all the iterations, through all the updates, through all the changes, through all the ups and the downs. And we are here now on episode 686. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Let's kick it off with some quick news bites. We've got some new DLC coming, a whole post-launch roadmap to Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Now, if you haven't played PoP, The Lost Crown, do yourself a favor and get it. It's recently been on sale a lot. This game is absolutely worth it. It's quite possibly the best Metroidvania available on Switch. And yes, I'm taking Metroid Dread into consideration. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown plays amazing on Switch. It's remarkable in its platforming, amazing in its combat, fantastic in its exploration, and the graphics are really great as well. 60 FPS, chef's kiss. Now, they announced a roadmap which gives free DLC coming in March, spring, and summer, with paid story DLC later in 2024. So they're kicking things off in March with a speed run mode, with some new suits, and with a permadeath mode. That's the smallest DLC pack. But then we bring a boss rush attack mode in the spring with some more new outfits for your character. Summer is the Divine Trials, new combat, platform, and puzzle challenges, which sounds sick, taking advantage of all the awesome mechanics of the game and the slippery, smooth, delicious platforming action. There'll also be new amulets, new outfits, and more. But then later in 2024 is when the new story DLC drops, and that's the pack I'm most pumped for. The good news is you don't have to buy anything until later this year, which will be after summer, so probably fall, in which case you're just boosting out your purchase with 3 packs of free DLC. So it's the best time to get Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Lots of sales, great to have, and I think this is a game that you're going to want to keep for a long time. I think this will go down as one of the best 2D Metroidvanias in video game history. Mark my words, it's going to happen, and it's fantastic. I can't wait for those Divine Trials. That's what I'm targeting this summer. But speaking of summer, we have another new announcement as Jeff Keighley returns. Man, oh man, I kind of wished he'd hand it off to somebody else. But Jeff Keighley is bringing Summer Games Fest as he monopolizes the entire summer and the holiday season. June 7th, Friday, is when they're kicking off their big Summer Game Fest stream. It's going to be a big E3 alike, right? New announcements, probably some demos, maybe some stealth drops, DLC, things of that sort. I will tell you that I have been disappointed in Summer Games Fest since its inception. I think it pales in comparison to E3. Not pale world, pale like it's not as good. I don't think anything will ever be as good as E3, and I'm still bitter that E3 is gone. I loved E3. I thought it was fantastic. When I attended, it was awesome. When I didn't attend and just followed the podcast, the articles, and the videos, it was still awesome. Summer Games Fest has never been awesome, in my opinion. Maybe this year can change. E3 is completely gone. Can he get Nintendo announcements as part of his show? Probably not. Nintendo typically likes to do their own thing. But if there is going to be a Summer Direct, maybe it's centered around this. Maybe there's third-party announcements that Nintendo wants to sort of tie into their Direct that are taking place at Summer Game Fest. So early June, that is coming up very quick. You can get public tickets apparently starting May 7th. Although when I went to Summer Game Fest 2 years ago, it was quite terrible. Maybe it'll be better this year, but it was one of the worst video game events I've been to. There were so few demos, so few things to do. It was mostly just people talking and eating out of food trucks, which is fine. I'm sorry to be so negative on Summer Games Fest. I just needed to prove something to me, right? The Game Awards are just a muck of some cool announcements and a whole bunch of advertisements, and then The Rock usually promoting some product. I don't love that Jeff Keighley monopolizes all of the shows for the gaming industry. It feels like the PAXs have really declined in, maybe not attendance, but in their importance. Companies aren't making as many big reveals tied around PAX. It's all the Keighleys. The Keighleys in the summer, the Keighleys in the winter, the Keighleys. we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Nintendo does their own thing, so thankfully we won't have to worry about that. We should be getting directs soon, and we should be getting announcements. I'll still watch this. We should still check it out. Maybe there'll be some cool stuff, and who knows? Maybe they've found a way to make this show better than it's been in the past, and maybe I'll actually like it a lot this year. You never know, but it's June 7th. The summer is actually freaking coming up quick. Do you know that's like less than 3 months away? Holy crap, 2024 is going by fast. Now then, Pokemon. Pokemon, Pocket Monsters with the Pokeball open, because maybe there's something coming out in 2024. We know that the Pokemon Company had their Pokemon Presents, and it was a bit strange because they focused quickly on all of their games that exist, and they got through that stuff to announce a Pokemon trading card app. Looks cool, I'm going to play it. And then Pokemon Legends ZA coming out in 2025. No game, no mention, no nothing for 2024, not even some Nintendo Switch Online releases. Nothing. Not a spin-off, not a remake, not a remaster, not a re-release, nothing. And I said at the time, I thought that felt odd. Like, I'm glad they're taking their time with Pokemon Legends. I think that game is going to be amazing. Super excited for it. We've seen no footage, but in my head, it's going to be great, right? Like, they can build upon the foundation of Pokemon Legends Arceus and make it even better. It should be great. But what about this year? So many rumors about a black and white remake. So many rumors about other games coming to Nintendo Switch. Nothing from Pokemon. Well, I think we might have uncovered our first hint that there is more than meets the eye when it comes to the company behind Pikachu's cheeks. The Pokemon Company has set up a new subsidiary called Pokemon Works. The trademark was just made live, the company was just registered a week ago, and we don't know what this company is for. Pokemon has said nothing about what this is going to be, what they're going to do, why they exist. Pokemon Works. But it's interesting because based on where they registered, it is going to exist in the same building as ILCA. I love computer arts. Now, you may remember ILCA as the people who developed Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But what's interesting here is ILCA has done a lot in their time. They first made like ads. They've done animation. They helped work on trailers for Nier Automata. They helped work on a commercial for Mario Kart 8. They helped work on Dragon Quest XI, Code Vein, Voice of Cards, Idolmaster, Pokemon Home, and most recently Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, ILCA does have ties to other companies. They work with Bandai Namco a lot. So maybe this is just coincidence. Maybe they just happen to be in the same building. But it's interesting that there's a new company in the same building that made the last Pokemon remake, and maybe getting this out there is in anticipation of announcing a new Pokemon game that is being developed by this subsidiary, by this other company. Now, perhaps they're nothing to do with game development, right? Maybe they're making Happy Meal toys. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to create real Pokemon and a Jurassic Park island for us all to go and witness and wonder. But I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be video game related, and because it's in the same building as ILCA, I wonder if it has something to do with ILCA, and I wonder if it has something to do with what Nintendo did with ILCA, meaning spinning off a second team for Pokemon to work on non-mainline games. I think at this point, Pokemon Legends is kind of main. Like, it's not mainline in terms of like, oh, Gen 8, Gen 9, Gen 10, but it's main in terms of it is a big, beefy undertaking that Nintendo is giving a lot of TLC at TPC, right? They're giving it a lot of time and making sure that this is their big release for 2025. Wouldn't they want someone else to help handle things like a black and white remake, which we've heard rumored countless times, or games like Let's Go that were successful but are more iterative and maybe don't need the main team's focus? Maybe Pokemon is going to adjust some of their strategy, like we've been clamoring for years, and help make the main major titles true tentpole experiences, bigger, better games that evolve and, most importantly, run well. If the main team can be focused and have years to develop, their games could actually, possibly, potentially, dear God, I hope, run well. And they could entrust Pokemon Works with making some of the smaller titles, the spin-offs, and the games that are just not as big of a deal. Now, that doesn't mean anything bad for us because it means we're getting games. ILCA did a pretty solid job on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and maybe with more oversight from the Pokemon Company themselves, Pokemon Works could actually work with ILCA and make something magical. They are in the same darn building after all. What this is all to say is that I would not be surprised if Nintendo does not announce another new Pokemon game at their next Direct. I know typically TPC likes to do their own thing, but Nintendo has made Pokemon announcements before, and if their calendar year is not all that packed, it would make a lot of sense that they would want to say, hey, Pokemon Company, Giovanni, Team Rocket, whoever's in charge over there, Could we please have the reveal trailer for the remake, the remaster? You guys can have Pokemon Legends, the big one, the big kahuna, the exciting, huge announcement, Luminos City, gonna be massive. Just give us this one to help flesh out our direct. I could easily see that happening, and I think it's actually likely. I think there's a high chance we do get a Pokemon title this year, and we just haven't met it yet. For some reason, I've been saying that a lot, and I don't really know why. There's that song, and for some reason it's in my head, even though I haven't heard that song in what feels like probably a decade. Anyhow, let me know your take. Do you think that this new Pokemon Works company has anything to do with a new Pokemon game? And do you think the fact that it's just been registered, just been unveiled, the trademark just made live, like, are they prepping for an announcement? We do have that big rumor of a new Nintendo Direct coming next month. Could this be an anticipation of saying, hey, they're working on something for this year? I would love it. You'd probably love it. I think it makes a lot of sense. If not, I don't know what the Pokemon Works company is doing, but they're in the same building as a game developer, so they're probably working on games. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, everybody, love you lots. SwitchForce out.